Hi everybody, my name is Jen and I create teaching resources for you over on teacherspayteachers.com. Today I wanted to share with you a resource that I've been working on, and I am kind of going to give you the why behind why I made the resource before I share it with you, because I feel like you might be able to relate. So last year I had one of those school years. I'm sure you've maybe had one of them. I literally felt like I was standing in the middle of my classroom teaching and nobody was listening. Nobody really cared what I was saying. Now, I had like the sweetest group of first graders. They were adorable, and each and every one of them individually was super cute. But I just ended up feeling every day like I didn't get as much accomplished as I wish I would have because of the behavior and social skills. I felt like I was spending all of my time addressing those instead of actually teaching. So I did some reflecting because I did not want to have another school year like that, and I had been talking to teacher friends and they were seeing some of the same things. So I was thinking about what would have saved me last year from all of my stress and feelings of overwhelming and not doing enough. And what I came up with was, well, I knew that I needed something that wasn't going to take a whole bunch of time because, hello, we don't have a lot of time. We can't do like 45 minutes of character education every day because we have all this other stuff that we have to do. So I knew it couldn't take very long, and I knew it had to be something consistent because character education, unless you're really doing it on a consistent basis, like every day, reinforcing, it really doesn't have the same effectiveness. So knowing these things, I kind of came up with this, and it is called Readers with Character. And the way I'm going to show you the curriculum is I'm just going to share with you one of the weeks that I have just created, and it's probably my favorite one so far. And this way you'll get to see what the routine is of the week. So this week on Monday, you will be reading one of my favorites called Even Superheroes Have Bad Days. So this is a super cute book about a group of superheroes who have bad days, and they have a choice. They can either use all their frustration and do horrible things like throwing cars and destroying buildings, or they can use that frustration and channel it into something good. So clearly this has a really great message for our students, but it also is something that they're really just going to love because it's about superheroes. So on Monday, you would spend 15 minutes, you would read the book and introduce your focus of the week, which is going to be we can handle our bad days like superheroes. So on Tuesday, what you will do is every week has a student journal. So on Tuesday, what you would do is they would fill out the book title right here, and then they would reflect, what does handling my bad day like a superhero mean? So you would give them a chance. They could either write, draw a picture, or do both depending on the abilities of your kids. That's all you need to do on Tuesday. It should only take you about 15 minutes. On Wednesday, I have a really fun YouTube video that I found, and I've given you a link to that in the curriculum. So you will watch the video, and then you're going to really start to generalize this focus of the week from the book and think about more how it could relate to the kids in your class. How can it relate to their day in school? How can it relate to their interactions with their friends? So all week you're kind of building and generalizing. So that would be Wednesday. And then on Thursday, you will do some sort of hands-on activity every week. So this week, you are going to do some chill-out strategy stations. So I've included all of these chill-out strategies that your students could use if they're feeling like they're getting angry and they're having a bad day. And these are ways that they can channel that frustration or their sadness or their anger into something more positive. So, also known as coping strategies, but it's just a more fun way for your kids to think about it. So there are 15 included in this resource, and they all have the little superhero theme. And then I give like the name of the Chill Out Center and a little description. So you will set these up around your room and kind of give your directions on how you want your kids to use each of these centers or use each of these strategies, and that way they kind of know what to do if they're feeling angry or if they're feeling frustrated. This is a resource that they have. I recommend then putting these on a little binder ring and having them stored somewhere in your classroom where your students know where they are, so when they're having those emotions, instead of lashing out, interrupting your lesson, taking it out on their friends, they are going to have some strategies to use. So that would be Thursday. And then on Friday, you will have your kids talk about their new learning, which is going to be this part of the student journal. So for this week, they are going to talk about their favorite superhero strategy. And then they're going to, it says, pretend you're having a bad day, draw a picture of how a superhero should handle it, then show how a superhero should not handle it. So checking their understanding of these coping strategies that they learned this week. So that is what you would do in your classroom. Nothing should take over 15 minutes a day. And then your students are going to get to take home their little journal. And on the back is one of my favorite parts. This is a home connection. It will tell the families what book you guys read this week, what the focus is, and then it gives them some ideas of questions they could ask their kids about their learning this week. And then the bottom half is all about ways that they can generalize the concept that we talked about in school to their lives at home. So once again, carrying the character education from school to home so it's consistent. That consistency is super important to see some lasting results. So that is just 1 week out of eventually 40 weeks of curriculum. Each week will have a different mentor text. So right now I've finished weeks 1 through 20, and I have listed these in my Teachers Pay Teachers store as an intervention. Maybe you don't feel like you need a full 40 weeks of Readers with Character curriculum. Maybe your kids just need just a few little social skill or character education lessons. This would be a really great resource for you because it's the 20 weeks. So maybe you do it every other week, just kind of however fits into your schedule. I also have a growing bundle on Teachers Pay Teachers that is the full 40-week curriculum. And like I said, I have weeks 1 through 20 finished, and it is a growing bundle, so you'll definitely save if you purchase now as opposed to when it's all finished. And then in addition to those 2 larger bundles, I also sell every week on its own. So maybe you just know that your students really need to work on respect for their classroom. That is a lesson. I also have how to give a genuine apology, the difference between tattling and reporting. I have all kinds of different focuses, so if you just want to do 1 week, that's totally fine too. But like I said, this is called Readers with Character, and if you are interested, I will go ahead and put a link in my profile, and you can check it out. Thanks!